Now, like most middle-aged man-children, when I hold a switchblade in my hand, I feel like real hot shit. I may not have an 80s perm, fingerless gloves, or an earring, but my greasy mop and my patchy facial hair, and probably that dirty t-shirt, definitely gives me an eating old Subway out of a dumpster taking a poop behind a strip mall dress barn vibe. And that's close enough. Switchblades like the Protech Don are no more dangerous than other pocket knives, but put it in the hands of a dude like me, I'm transformed into the person who'd totally drop a used condom on a park bench and leave his blunt wrapper laying on the merry-go-round.
You look like that before you paid $280 for the knife, and you were at the park by yourself.
But before we go any further, and before I fall asleep on the cool, comforting floor of the bathroom in a 7-Eleven, let's take a look at the dimensions, like the overall length and weight. Note that I'm adding a clip slip here, in case you need a case for this clipless knife. Guess it could hang around in the bottom of your pocket. Blade size and cutting edge. If you don't know what a clip slip is, I thought you knew me. Handle size, grip area. I did a video a while back all about the clip slip, so you could go back and watch that. Spine thickness, handle thickness, which I'll link that video at the end for your convenience. Tallnesses. So the Protech Don is a fancy-ass made-in-USA automatic knife that starts at about $200, or as seen in this video, about $280 from PVK Vegas. PVK Vegas. Pivic. Now I know $280 seems a lot for the type of knife your cousin from southern Missouri who runs a YouTube channel might buy when his check comes in at the first of the month. But trust me, it's a slick knife. I mean, it should be for almost the amount that is taken out for your child support. It's patterned after the Italian Stiletto knife, but unlike the crapshoot of buying a, quote, Italian Stiletto these days off the internet, Protech is a quality knife. Of course, you may want to take that chance for $50. The blade of the Don is a spear point stiletto-ish profile and a satin finish made from 154 cm steel. It comes to a very fine needle point. You might drill a hole in it with it. And there's a swedge up top that looks like it's sharpened in certain product photos, but it isn't. 154 cm is a stainless steel variety made by Crucible. It's very similar to 440C. It's a pretty decent steel, but one that someone will complain isn't let's say 20 CV. 20 CV is one of the typical steels the standard knife asshole expects in his knife these days. He either doesn't use or uses to cut up a few cardboard boxes before he sells. If viewers don't understand by now, knife steel is legitimately one of the least interesting aspects of a knife to me. I mean, I like to have a good steel, but I have 60 or 70 knives. I sharpen them when they get dull, and I try to keep my carbon blades from rusting. I have no real observations about knife steel, unless they're just terrible. The action. This is a push-button switchblade. I think it looks like it's mother of pearl blade on the button, but the important question is, do you think it is? Looks like it to you, right? Now, like you knew a Ross gift card was the best anniversary present you could get your wife for your 10th, you know that Protech's fire hard. You saw a few videos on the internet. Push and thwack. Sometimes autos that fire hard may fire too hard and bounce back before they lock. I had a Kershaw that did that. Not the Don, though. The lock engages every time. I mean, for me it has. And like all single action autos, closing it one-handed is doable, but you have to be a real pro. Not quite like the type of pro who's good at picking out the best salvage title Pontiac Aztek at the auto auction for your family to drive around in, but nearly that good at things. The handle is smooth and comfortable and made from chamfered and rounded aluminum. Some T6 alloy bullshit, if my memory serves me properly. No harsh edges, just a silky smooth finish, like your satin sheets and wood paneling in the master bedroom. For me, there's nothing worse than an all-black tactical fantasy switchblade. It needs to have pop or be a colorful fantasy for me. Now this particular trim is teal with white micarta inlays. And of note, there are two sizes of the Don. The smaller streetcar name Desire era Don with a 3.5-inch blade, and the larger Island of Dr. Moreau size Don with a 4.5-inch blade. While the standard size Don isn't a small knife, it kind of feels smaller than it is. Hopefully that doesn't sound too familiar. The Don is sans pocket clip. I use a clip slip that's a touch too deep for the Don, which was my fault when ordering. So I put a spacer in the bottom. By that I mean using some loose cardboard I had laying around the house from one of my videos. And we're at the comparison section. First, the Don. While single action autos are fun, I do slightly prefer the out the fronts. However, a side-firing auto isn't one giant goo trap like an out the front, so it's more practical for cleaning and use and impressing your friends at the Pizza Hut parking lot at 10 p.m. on a Friday. But the Don is an excellent knife. Now the Hawk Mud, my favorite single-action auto. It has a completely sealed mechanism to protect the spring and bearings from moisture. And mud, as it were. Yeah, it doesn't fire quite as hard as the Don, which is not really like a measure of how good a knife is, because cheap ones fire hard. But that means it's quieter, has a solid lockup, it's never failed to lock. And one thing that differs is some blade play. The Mud has none. There is some on the Don if you grab the blade and wiggle it. It's common on about all autos except for Hawk autos. This was about a $395 knife when you could still buy it. Now the Brend 3, it's also a nice knife. When I first got it, there were a few times the blade didn't lock up every time when firing. It has gotten to the point where it locks up 47 2/3 out of 50 presses, so, you know, that's good. My guess is there was some anodization inside the buttonhole, keeping it from popping back up faster than the blade could fling out. Working some lube and fidgeting with it took care of it mostly. Great looks though, great fit and finish. And now the Boker Kalishnakov. Not as hard firing, but locks up every time. It's lightweight and aluminum like the Protechs. Uses a cheaper blade steel, Aussite I believe. Made in Taiwan, also I believe. That's the best info I could find. And about 45 bucks. Now let's go even cheaper. The $20 Ganzo Auto. Anyone remember this video? This thing was still like 20 bucks, and it's well made, has a cheap steel, but I have no idea if you can still buy it. I don't think you can. It's one of the few Ganzos I still have. I don't think this rips off any other designs. It sort of looks a little like a Emerson, but I don't really think it's that close. Now and out the front, switchblade. The Hawk Deadlock, probably the nicest switchblade you can buy. I mean, for function, fit and finish, and overall attention to design and detail. Sure, you can get those fancy materialed Marathon hand rubs and pay more for the expensive out the fronts, but, you know, why would you? Oh, you know what? The hand rubs. The Deadlock review is coming soon, so stay tuned. Wrapping it up, I like the Protech Don. I think I like the larger one even more, or in theory I would. The rule of thumb is the bigger the knife, the more I like it. Anyway, when you buy expensive autos, you're ultimately paying a premium for the materials, blade steel, the country of manufacture, and probably the brand name. Protechs are made in the USA in California. I notice some people that doesn't compute, but they make switchblades there. Protech has some of the nicest, cleanest designs for standard autos. The Don has a pointy needle-like blade, great for piercing and comes very sharp. It's surprisingly compact for its blade size and recommended for a light to medium use everyday carry or an opulent letter opener for your desk. I don't know if a thin tip would be well suited for heavy use though, at your pressure washing job in the greater Raleigh metro area. Anyway, if you like this sort of review, thank the patrons. They help me afford fancy knives by pledging $1 or $2 a month. You can always buy a t-shirt though, shop with the links below some of the videos, or just, you know, watch the videos. Or maybe you can help out the knife community by posting China no thanks under videos for 3 hours on a Saturday. That really helps. Remember, hate watching and posting still helps analytics. On the other hand, watching all of my videos because you genuinely like them helps the most. You can click that bell to send you an alert when I post a video, and when I wipe. For example, my last video, the Civivi Asticus, has about 11,000 views after 2 weeks, and I have about 56,000 subscribers. Some of you may think it's because of China, but that's definitely not the case. It has more to do with my winning personality, I'm pretty sure. Okay, enough rambling. Comment, give the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.